can't feel my fucking face! Oh, yeah! We can get it on. Who want war? I'm so fucked up in this place. I can't feel my face, my face. You can call the law. They ain't gonna come. I'm so fucked up in this place. I can't feel my face, my face. I'm crazy.
And we are back
from the Black Swan Media Studios, deep inside a secret underground bunker. We're speaking to freedom-loving patriots from all around the country and the world. Welcome to the Resistance. This is John Crump, live.
Yes. We are back after a long break. I'm back in the country, and I am ready to get back to work and get down and break some news and break some legs and crash. Rich crashes the airplanes. So let me go ahead and bring him on. Flying Rich himself. What's up, man?
Crumpy! I missed you, buddy. I missed talking to you all day long like we normally do.
Yeah.
Not my music, but
I licensed this.
you
Crazy white
licensed
boy, but I don't Calhoun. And let's go ahead and bring on our guest of the evening. His name is Walter
of Safety Harbor Firearms.
Of Safety Harbor Firearms. I didn't wear my Safety Harbor Firearms shirt today. I wore my Apollo 11 shirt.
Oh, cool.
But we do have Walter Keller from Florida. I was in Walter's hood, kind of.
No, I'm not excited. Oh, my 50's over here, my Safety Harbor 50.
I always freak out Hank Strange whenever that kind of thing comes on. And I start, and he's like, "What the heck?"
Does Hank have any rhythm? I've never seen him move.
He used to be a rapper, so I'm pretty sure he does.
He used to hang with those folks up in New York City and stuff and do all that. That was his first attempt at fame and fortune, I think. But
that's where the name Hank Strange comes from, man.
I had never seen him get down, like that, but whatever. You don't have to get down to make money with that. That's for damn sure. So, which that's kind of like the drug dealer doesn't use the drugs; he just sells the.
So, John,
gun dealer sells the guns, but he don't use the guns. Is that what?
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's how it goes.
I don't have that problem. I'm a user too, so
Yeah. I'm like I get used to watching you on Player with Hank and Patrick, picking up guns and showing them, and I'm like, I've got stuff I can't show, and it's like I think I need to put it a little further away so I don't make the mistake.
Get that urge? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, look at this.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
What do you think of the Firearms L9A2?
That's the pistol.
Yeah.
The one that's kind of always got the really kind of extreme grip angle?
Yes, I like it.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
If you know what the really cool thing about them is?
What's that?
If you go to crumpy.com, you can enter a contest to win one for free.
Wow, that was a hell of an intro. You know that?
Mm-hmm.
You worked me right over into that one.
Yeah. I'm
No, I do
looking
like
at
those
that.
guns.
I'm like, how many 9mm do I need? And I'm like, it's a good deal. I'd like to buy
it
one.
looks
I wouldn't
nice.
mind. Then, does it come with a couple of mags? How many mags does it come with?
I'll tell you in a second here. I think it's like 2.
For a
Yeah.
while around here, in my place here, striker fire guns are reproducing on their own. It seems like. I mean, I built this and I made that and I bought this and I bought that and I converted this from 9 from 40 to 9 and da da da. And that's like, okay, back off, step away from the striker fire guns for a little bit.
Right. It's like I got a box of Glocks, or not quite Glocks.
I got a dagger, I got a Glock, I got a kind of Glock, I got another
Right.
kind of
Right.
Yeah.
I do want to buy the micro dagger.
Well,
I definitely.
I want the
I
full
think.
size one.
What's
Is
that?
there a micro? Is there one smaller than the 19 size one?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's a 43 or 48, whatever it is, but
Oh.
they did. Dark said they came out with it and it sold out and it has been back.
Yeah, I bought my original dagger when they first came out, and now I wish I would have hung on because now you can get all kinds of whistles and bells for the same price that I paid for the original.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, so somebody asked me. I've got it right here off camera. The PSA Rock, and I have large hands, but not like monster large hands. I like the grip because the PSA Rock is a little more narrow. Also if you're going to carry it, it's not as chunky as the FN57. And I'm thinking, as far as takedown goes, I like the Rock better than the FN or the Ruger. It's got an easier takedown.
Oh, okay. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I gotta get
show
one.
you, but it would be a short show then.
Yeah. Then you'd go you get all the screen would go black. And,
So, John, can I ask you a news question? I didn't get to finish watching your video. So the ATF is posting a rule about profiting on firearms?
Yes, I have a lot more information than what's out there right now, but basically, I can give you the rundown of what the deal is here. There's going to be a new rule, and it's going to be proposed by the end of the year, and it should be going into effect by September of next year. The comment period and we're open up at like probably January. It's going to target anyone that makes a profit from selling firearms. It doesn't matter if it's a penny or whatever. You will need a FFL.
So, in other words, no more gun show, quote unquote, gun show loophole.
Well, they're calling it the
No.
background check loophole.
So, let's just say I buy a Glock 19 for $400. $10 shipping, $30 transfer fee. It's a total of $440. If I sell it for $400, it doesn't apply to me. But if I sell it for $500, that applies to me because I made a profit.
Yeah, if you sell it for one penny over, it applies to you.
that's not American. Sorry.
But so if
How are you gonna regulate this?
yeah, how do that? Which is really what I was getting at. Between my shipping cost and my FFL transfer fee, let's just say I bought two PSA daggers, and I bought one for me and one for my wife. My wife decided she doesn't want it, so now I have one new in the box because she shot the one I had, and I go to the gun show and I sell it. And let's just say I bought, maybe it was a deal, and I got the dagger, cheaper than their normal price. They had the, 1-day blowout on the Blem dagger or something. And let's say I make $50 at the gun show. How would they know? How do you regulate that?
That's a good question.
That's kind of like saying I'm going to tax cursing, and anytime you say the F word, it's $20 payable to the IRS. It's like, okay, fine. Come collect.
I think they're more going for the build at home, sell it crowd.
Is that?
you can't do anyways right now because you're supposed to. If you do that kind of stuff, you're liable for excise tax.
Oh, so
And you
is
gotta have a
that
license and to pay the excise tax.
so is that why PSA selling like the grip and the dagger grip and the dagger slide as two SKUs?
Yeah. If you put them together, they got to pay excise tax.
Is it like $10 or something like that?
It's 12%.
Oh, 12%? Oh, okay.
I thought it was 11. There's 12.
Okay, 11 or 12. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Among friends.
Which again is stupid. It's like companies you buy an AR upper and an AR lower from, and because they don't put the pins together, you don't pay the tax.
Yep.
Yeah. And this is kind of a segue into I was shooting with my neighbor like 1 or 2 weeks ago. They're gun people. Both him and his wife carry and shoot on a regular basis. They had no idea about the frame and receiver rules or the pistol brace rules. How the hell is anyone? And I'm talking about unless you're John Crump or Mr. Guns and Gear. Did I get Guns and Gadgets, or Guns and Gear? How the hell, if it's not your job to pay attention to this crap, is anyone supposed to know? Let alone somebody like Walter, who like you got Sten Parts. Oh, I can't say the other part of the website. The website Sten Parts, where you can or can't, depending on what time of day it is, sell a receiver or an 80% receiver or whatever you want to call it,
or pieces,
a receiver kit.
Yeah.
I mean, how are we supposed to keep up with these crazy rules?
You're not supposed to. It's the whole point.
It's just I'm trying to like frame this. They always talk about the consent of governed. You know what? Pump the brakes. I'm not consenting. What the you don't get to make rules. You're an enforcement agency. This is crazy.
No, are they enforcement or tax collecting? What their original intent was. It's so skewed now.
Yeah, it's just nuts. So, John, so you want to go over frames and receivers or pistol braces or?
Dude, let's knock them out. Which one do you want to hit first?
So pistol brace, I think that's easier to talk about.
Okay, so the Fifth Circuit came back on the panel decision, which was 2-1. There was one dissenting judge who happens to be an Obama appointee. Surprise, surprise! Imagine that. But the other two judges decided they only ruled on a narrow section of the injunction, and that is over the APA violations, the American Procedures Act. Basically, what they said is that the ATF pulled a bait and switch. They had the Form 4999, which was the point system, and when they unveiled the rule, nothing in the proposed rule was actually in the final rule. So they're saying that was a bait and switch, and that was not a logical outgrowth of the proposed rule. What you're supposed to do is put out a proposed rule, and then you can make tweaks to it. You're not supposed to do a wholesale change, which is what the ATF did. The Fifth Circuit also told the lower court to reconsider everything else, the constitutionality of it, but they didn't touch the constitutionality of it, and they didn't really even get to the merits of the case quite yet. So that went down to the district judge. He has 60 days to issue relief for the plaintiffs, and that should be some type of nationwide injunction. But it didn't touch the constitutionality of it, which is good because they decided that, because there were some other cases that are a little bit more stronger than mock that were stayed until the Fifth Circuit decided mock. One of them being Texas versus the Bureau of Alcohol, Firearms, and Tobacco, which is the GOA case. but that case is a much more robust, a much more stronger case. But now that can move forward because they couldn't do anything until the stay hearing was heard. So now that stay is lifted on that because the judge decided on that, the judge at the district level in that case can move forward. Also, the case that was stayed in the Second Amendment Foundation, that can start moving forward now.
So that's pistol braces.
Pistol braces. And here's the thing. The government is probably going to appeal to SCOTUS because they can ask for an en banc. But if you look at what the Fifth Circuit did with the APA and Cargill, which is the bump stock case, that was a 13-3 ruling. They have no chance. They have no path to victory. The only path to victory that they can see is going through SCOTUS, and even that is a long shot. So that rule is in serious trouble.
Okay, so what does that mean to me who would buy a brace? And what does it mean to somebody like Walter who sells adapters for braces?
Well, Walter, you can sell braces, you can sell adapters for braces, whatever.
We got people still want the stuff, yeah.
Yeah, there's no law against that. There's no rule against that. The rule only applies to complete firearms with braces. So you can still sell everything.
Yeah, we're gonna be making some more brace adapters here coming up.
All right, so I can, for a CZ Scorpion or an MP5, order the adapters from Walter. Now, as a gun owner, can I put the brace on my gun?
Well, as just a gun owner, you're not supposed to quite yet because the district court haven't issued any type of relief.
Okay.
But you can. In your case, though,
as an FPC, GOA, or SAF member,
yes.
I'm a member of all three of them now. That's good to go.
Yeah, you're triple vaccinated.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to make some more. They were for the tail hook adapters. Yeah, I mean, some people want them, so I guess I'll have to.
Yeah, I gotta visit Walter, and we gotta set up a date to do some stuff. But I definitely need some adapters.
I mean, am I gonna make 1,000 of them? No, I'm not gonna make 1,000 of them, but I'm gonna make some. So now, if everything flips, oh heck, it's game on again. If that thing gets kicked out finally, eventually over, I think it's gonna be crazy times again for those things.
So the brace rule affects you. First off, Walter, do you want to give an introduction? Because I'm not sure everybody knows who you are and what you do.
Okay, everybody. I am Walter Keller of Safety Harbor Firearms. We make a bunch of different stocks for different guns: MP5s, AR-15, SIG Scorpion, MP5, the SIG guns, fuck, I can't even think now. But anyways, and then the SHTF-50, which is the upper for the AR lower, which Rich has one in the back there. Yep. So yeah, that's what we do basically. And then I have another little business called Stent Parts, and you know what? Which I've been doing that since '99. You believe it?
Oh wow,
'99. That was a long time ago. Back when the world was going to end because all computers were going to stop. Remember that?
Yes.
I used to laugh about that.
Yep. Us in the know laugh.
Yeah. A lot of people made a lot of money off of that too. But I think that was the whole reason for that whole thing. But anyway, so that's who I am and that's what I do. So I didn't do anything with bump stocks. So that, aside from just, I'm not a bump stock person, but I'm definitely pro bump stock. Braces, we made I made an adapter to use the tail hook brace. I like the tail hook because it's made out of metal and it's strong. And then on uppers, we had our own little things with uppers and ATF. They're all serial numbered and they consider them a firearm. So, that's and then there's the Sten parts, which parts and pieces and receiver sections and pieces of tubing, and which is all kind of a gray area with that frames and receivers thing. So that's the one that we've been like a yo-yo. Good, bad, good, bad, awful.
I remember the frame and receiver rule. They realistically, the frame and receiver rule was coming out against Polymer 80. That's what they were not happy with. They weren't going after like AR-15 80% lowers. It didn't seem like that was what they were going after. John, do you concur with that?
I wasn't paying attention. Can you repeat that?
So the frame and receiver rule, they're going after Polymer 80s, but not AR-15s.
Yeah, I was joking when I said I wasn't paying attention, but you repeated it anyway, so thank you for that. Yeah, they weren't really going after AR-15s. AR-15s on mass, at least the metal ones are a lot harder to do than like a Polymer 80.
And it's likewise, it seems like they didn't go after the AK flats or anything like that.
They definitely did not go after flats.
So I think
it was a targeted attack.
And again, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not giving legal advice, but it seems to me like any kind of Sten receiver would have been okay, like a Sten kit.
You know, if you read that stuff, you read what they put out, it's like, it's kind of vague. It doesn't say Polymer.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Intentional.
I have a letter saying a Sten with a stencil is A-okay.
There's been determinations on that in the past, yes, but they also came out and said all those determinations are void now.
Yeah, they did.
So, you know, just to err on the side of safety and not have all my stuff confiscated, we just stopped selling them for the time being.
Yeah. No, you need to make some open bolt semi-automatic. Never mind.
Ouch.
I don't need a roommate named Bubba. Sorry. I
don't
need a roommate named Bubba.
I'm just joking about that.
No, I know. I know where that all came from. So, and who said it? So, yeah.
So that's it's really interesting. I'm just personally, I think any one of us would be like, all right, if the ATF says this, I'll comply with this simple thing. But holy freaking cow, you know, like my 50 BMG there has two 4473s. The upper and the lower, it's like, no, you're freaking bat crap crazy. It's not two guns, it's one firearm. Why? And then, braces are okay. You can shoulder them. And now they're like, no, it's not okay. And then the whole receiver thing, it's going, back and forth. It's like, what time of day is it that you can sell a receiver?
And ATF's one thing, but then the court system's another thing. It's just like, you just want to pull your. Why doesn't, and if Rich, you go up to the Supreme Court and say, I need to have my time at the Supreme Court, they're going to tell you to get the hell out of Dodge.
Right.
But the ATF goes, it's a national emergency or some crap like that.
And they're issuing rulings in a couple hours.
Yeah, and it's like, there's no national emergency. It's like the pandemic. Were people dying on the street? I didn't see any people dying on the street. Did you? I mean, I don't know.
No. They only in Congress. They're Babylon Bee is the funniest thing in the world. They're now making rounds in Congress saying, "Bring out your dead."
Bring out your dead. Bring out the dead.
What? I missed something.
You ever seen Monty Python?
Yeah.
Bring out
Diane Feinstein.
Oh, okay. That's The Walking Dead there. The Walking Dead.
What's that?
I should play that for everyone.
Yeah, so we could totally get demonetized.
Get copyright strike. Yeah, whatever.
No, it's from Instagram, so I don't think it's a comedy thing. So it's pretty good about that.
Yeah, I mean, one car fast, 1.5-inch diameter stent tubing is the same size as muffler tubing. 1.5-inch muffler tubing. It's just muffler tubing has a seam down the inside of it. You'd have to grind out. But yes, you could do that. That's not. And the stent tubes, original stent tubes, were not made out of chrome moly tubing. They were just made out of tubing. So yeah, you can. I mean, all the tube does just guide that bolt back and forth. That's all it does.
But as far as consent of the governed, I'm like, no, I'm removing my consent. Not that means anything, but I'm done. I'm like, at what point? And what does that mean? It means nothing. It just means I'm annoyed. That's what it means.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not going out and doing anything. That's not happening.
I mean,
but this is just crazy town. This is what if I was Walter, it's like, okay, order you call up a metal supplier. It's like, hey, all right, send me that truck of metal. Oh, it's like, wait, did you order that yet?
Wait a minute. Yeah, I mean, yeah, stent tubing, like the tubing for the stent stuff we cut up, like get 200, 400 feet at a time. And when it was busy, that stuff I could go through. I had weeks where I go through 400 feet of tubing in a week, Hey, I mean, it's America, people.
Yeah, that's cool.
People got to build, I mean, when 1919 kits were $300 or $150, I couldn't ship enough 1919 side plates. That people have to finish, not finish one. People have to finish them. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's America. Gotta build.
Definitely America, man. But I saw something on Instagram today that actually tells you what's wrong with America, and I'm going to.
It's not the guy jumping off the roof into the tree, is it?
No, even if we get demonetized, which I don't think we will here.
You've seen that, Rich? The guy that's like the 4-story building jumping into the tree.
And then lands on the fence. It's like
you can't fix stupid. You just can't.
You're not a freaking squirrel, dude.
All right, here we go. This guy makes tons of sense.
Cobb salad.
Was invented in 1935. One of the stories about why it was invented was a man named Sid Grauman had just had dental surgery and couldn't eat hard foods, so he needed something soft. Now, who is Sid Grauman? Awesome question. Here's who he is. His father and him went to the Yukon to try and to be a part of the gold rush, but they weren't popping off as a part of the gold rush, so instead they opened up a vaudeville theater at night. That way, when the people who were mining for gold didn't have anything to do, they'd come to the vaudeville theater, and the whole thing blew up. That's where Fatty Arbuckle got his start, was at that vaudeville theater, and it went so well that they started opening up those vaudeville theaters all the way down the West Coast. Anywhere there was mining, there was a vaudeville theater by the Graumans. And then they wanted to open one up in 1935 here in Hollywood. And so they opened up what is now called Grauman's Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard. And not too far away, Grauman's Egyptian Theater, also on Hollywood Boulevard. Grauman could finally afford to get his teeth fixed, and that's how the Cobb salad was invented. All of that happened in 1935. You know what happened in 1933, 2 years before that? Dianne Feinstein was born. Why is she making decisions about my future? She predates the Cobb salad.
There you go, Walter.
Mitch McConnell, I mean, he needed a reboot.
That was a stroke.
Yeah.
When somebody stands it, my dad was having a stroke, and he just like deer in the headlights. Dad, what's going on?
Yeah.
And we went right to the emergency room. Boom, yeah, he had a stroke. Boom, frontal lobe. That's stuff like that.
Look, the problem, and we've strayed so far from the Constitution, what it means, and what was supposed to be going on. We were supposed to have a citizen government. These people were supposed to do a term in office, go home, farm, and next year somebody else, or next 2 years, or 4 years, or 6 years, or whatever the hell it is, depending on the office. That's how it was supposed to happen. Also, the 17th Amendment effed everything up, because the Senate was supposed to represent the states. We weren't supposed to have direct elections. Believe it or not, I'm not for elections of senators directly. I'm for the states, and so each state would determine how a senator was elected. So the state legislature could recall the senator if they were doing hinky crap, and or the governor of the state could recall and appoint a new senator, because they were to represent the state, not to be out there lining their own pockets. I'm totally, I don't know if it's lack of education that people don't understand the United States, how it was supposed to work and what's going on now. As far as I'm concerned, anytime you see a graphic of, Senator or Congressman so-and-so, there should be how much they had when they got elected and what their net worth is now on chart. So we know what kind of crook they are.
Yeah, I mean, they're all.
Hey, look at Obama. Obama was like a junior senator, not a pot to pee in, didn't even own a house of his own.
Yep.
And next thing you know, he's running for president, of course, because of the money.
And apparently now he's a billionaire.
Well, everybody wants to hear Obama talk. He's always out talking, right? Is that what he's doing? Is that right?
Yeah, too bad he couldn't swim and save his book.
How did his knuckles get busted up and the cook ends up dead in the pool? How did that happen? What was it? I asked just the other night when I was talking to Hank and Patrick, I said, what was he doing at the Obama's place? I don't know. It's like, what do you mean you don't know? What is he doing at the Obama's place? Oh,
I thought he was working for them, that he left the White House and was cooking for them now. Not that I followed the story closely.
Yeah, I want to see the forensics thing on him. Probably didn't do when they probably threw him right in the oven and got rid of him real quick. So
yeah, well, sometimes people do all of themselves by shooting themselves in the back of the head 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible. And especially, it's not uncommon for 83 or 84 of your friends to do it like that. I mean, we all, in the gun industry, I'm sure we all know, nearly each one of us probably knows at least 100 people that are off themselves by shooting themselves 3 times in the back of the head. No?
Yeah, not me.
No.
Sorry.
I mean, I know somebody that used one of my shotguns to do it, but I wasn't a close personal friend or anything.
Well, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing down the show.
Just a fact. I didn't.
Next, you'll tell us, your 50 BMGs end up in South America with cartels owning them.
So do Bushmaster, so do Century Arms, so do every other freaking gun in the world too. So don't even. That's
so funny.
Yeah, well, I got an email from Brazil. I don't know who it was. It said, "Stop selling your guns to down here," and I'm like, "What?" It said something about Brazilian police or something. I don't sell my guns down there. That was one of those weird emails. I don't even answer it. I didn't even. It's just like.
The CEO of Taurus out of Brazil used to be the president of the Communist Party in Brazil. It's not a joke. It's actually true.
Wow.
So, anyways, I can't.
Well, you mean you don't have a Brazilian field office?
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't fix that stuff. So, and there ain't no gun law gonna fix Brazil or Colombia or Mexico or no.
Dude, I was down in Mexico. Oh my God, the amount of military rolling around is
yeah, really
crazy. Okay. Yeah,
around the touristy areas.
Yeah, that's like you see like military convoys coming through with,
Yeah, I mean,
so I haven't been in Cancun in probably 20 years, and I went down there twice within a couple of years, or probably in a year or two. And it was like the Cancun is all tourist. It was ridiculous safe. And like I left a camera at the dinner table and, the concierge had it the next morning when I realized what I did. Just you wouldn't even think about it. I've heard things changed a little, but I haven't been back.
Yeah, I wouldn't wander too far away from the tourist area.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they have to keep some kind of control of that, because if they lose the tourists, they got nothing hunting. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
So, Walter,
That's right.
The ATF ruling is going on again, off again with stuff. How does that affect you in your planning and like, hey, I've got these machines. Like, I don't know your finances, so. I don't know if the big CNC machines you got are paid for, or if you're paying them off, or, do you have to make X amount of money to keep the payments going? And then do you plan on purchasing materials, manufacturing, and selling? How complex is your production schedule?
Well, the stuff like with stent parts, most of that stuff, the sheet metal pieces, I have somebody else make for me. So I buy those, I just order those. But yeah, right before the original frames and receiver thing came out, there was some a bunch of Madsen submachine guns that hit the market, parts kits, and I was going to make a replacement section for it. I got a quote from the local sheet metal place, really good price, nice profit margin, and boom, frames and receivers came, and I was like, nope, not going to do that. I don't want to unnecessarily put myself on the extra high radar.
Right.
As far as the stocks go, we just shifted making before the frame. Hang on, before the brace thing happened, we made more braces than anything. The brace adapters, because that's what everybody was buying. They were buying tail hooks and boom. So once that happened, we kind of said, put the brakes on the adapters and go to making the regular stocks for the full stocks. And so that's what we're working on right now. HK stuff, MP5, MP5K, that's our biggest selling stuff. So, yeah, I mean, as far as 50 cal stuff goes, that hasn't been affected by anything lately here. That was back in 2018 when that all happened. And I'm building some of that stuff now again too. So I'm filling a big order that's that I got to get out, and then once I get those out, I'll be making them for everybody else again. So,
So you have a priority customer.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, once those are done, then I'll be. I've got a list of people waiting to get 50 cal uppers. So it's not
cool.
I've had a list for a while. But yeah, it's the whole up and down with the frames and receivers thing. I mean, is just annoying because you think, oh, good, back the way it was. Nope, not back the way it was. Oh, back the way it was. Nope, not back the way it was. And so I don't really, and it's ATF on one side and it's courts on the other, the whole legal system on the other side. You get a stay and then they pass it up to somebody else and then they unstay it. And it's like,
right.
Why wasn't the other one good? Oh, they got an emergency. There's a national emergency. There's no national emergency. Doesn't the judge, do you think a judge would know if there's a national emergency?
But see, that's the thing. I think, DC, there's a superpower, and the superpower is stupid. It's like, I'm going to talk authoritative about crap I have no knowledge on, and I'm going to make laws and rules. What was that, John?
Superpower is money in DC.
Yeah. I'm dealing with the city here locally. When we had our last compliance thing with ATF, the ATF person asked the city about, and she mentioned the fact that I do transfers. We do internet transfers for people. And that threw up a red flag. Boom. You're not zoned in your thing for doing that. And it's like, well, what do you mean? I've been here. I've been in this same location for 14 years. And every time they come and do a compliance thing, they ask all these same questions. But now, boop, flag comes up. So now we have to go in front of the city council. We have to go in front of the planning commission. And it's like, what am I supposed to tell you? So that was supposed to happen on August 9th. Our first meeting was supposed to happen. we got a call from the city people the other day. They need another month to. The city attorney needs more time to investigate, or and I'm like, investigate what?
Right.
I mean, you don't understand what a trend. They have no clue. They have no freaking clue. Yeah.
So the ATF told the city that you're.
They always
doing
call and they ask,
FL
okay, can he do manufacturing? Can he do this? Oh, he also does transfers, which involves people walking in and out of the building.
Mhm.
You know, maybe a couple, 3 people, 4, 5 people a week, 5 or 6 people a week.
Well, and that's what I was going to get at. It's not like you're a retail.
No, it's not a storefront. No. And that's the problem in the sense that we're zoned. You're not zoned to have that like walk-in customers, and they also don't like internet sales. I don't know what they're hard on about internet sales is either, about shipping stuff.
So, and now when you say internet sales and shipping, you're not talking about firearms. You're talking about parts,
stocks, and stuff like that. Okay, yes, we do ship uppers and things like that, but it's not like, you know. But yeah, so it's like, you need another month to do what? I know it's going to be interesting. Then they asked, well, when you come in, are you going to have like a PowerPoint presentation and all that stuff? And I said, for what? Just to tell you what I mean, what am I supposed to PowerPoint? You know, it's like, yeah, it's just, I have a feeling that the people that are down at the city and Safety Harbor are since COVID, because there was a lot of people, a lot of personnel changed hands in these cities during COVID, because people bailed out, people left, people and I have a feeling, because like I said, we've been doing the same location for 14 years. So,
and I guess my beef is like, what's it to them? Like, whether you did or don't, you know, whether it's within the rules or not within the rules, nobody's got a problem with it.
In our building where we're at, there's us. There's a countertop maker. There is a construction company in the front. And then there's a CrossFit place in the very front. So they, in the afternoon, in the morning, there's cars, there's people in and out. In the afternoon, there's cars, people in and out. There's no problem with that. I mean,
so and that's interesting because the way I look at it, it's like, are you beefing about like, oh my gosh, there's a lot more traffic because 3 people a week come by?
FIRE Arms.
Yeah.
Firearms is that city attorney person, I guarantee you, has been triggered by the firearms bar. And we're gonna see where it goes. If they get weird and start saying all kinds of weird shit, then I'll go to I'll talk to some people up the food chain. But hopefully it's just one of those, they just don't know what.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, because that's ridiculous. Would Safety Harbor Firearms have to move out of Safety Harbor?
No, I mean, I could do light manufacturing where I'm at. That's not a problem. It's it's the whole transfer thing with people walking in the building. I think that's what the main thing is.
You know what? Screw them. That's all I got to say. Screw those guys. They're anti-gun. They have a fundamental hatred for the Second Amendment. Therefore, they're un-American and should be kicked in the fucking teeth.
Thank you, John. I'll have to hire you when it comes time for a good teeth kicking. No, I mean, I just once again, there's people get triggered by certain words, and I've seen it before. It's like when you pull out your automatic knife and you go click, and that person that's standing next to you, like, their eyes get big and they jump back like they've seen it. Yeah. And, oh dear, I'm scared. It's like, come on, man. Anyway, so we'll get through it one way or another. We'll get through it. No worries. I need to move into a new place anyways, but we'll worry about that later.
Yeah, F those guys, man. Just go in there and be like, take the Constitution, throw it in their face, be like, that's.
Here's my PowerPoint presentation right here.
My PowerPoint is we're not from pussies, right? The United States, we're not from pussies.
We're not Canadians. Look,
George Washington on effing, the crossing the Delaware, Do you know what that's from? Christmas Eve, the Hessians are like, oh, it's Christmas. The Americans are not going to do anything because it's Christmas. They're celebrating. George Washington got his soldiers and go, you know what? Let's go ahead and cross that river over there and kill those motherfuckers.
You know what?
On Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we gotta.
We have no chill, man. No chill.
You got no argument there. I mean, if you want to see somebody gets fired up about it, my significant other gets fired up about it. So, and I don't like to see her get excited about shit like that because it's not important. But yeah, she gets. Well, you don't need to get like your blood boiling mad.
Dude, man, I don't know, man. It's F them, man. I'm just every time I hear something like that, I just want to go down there and teach them the real meaning of the Second Amendment, and that is to defeat tyranny. If we were a problem, they would effing know it. Actually, they probably wouldn't know it because they would be in the ground. But
thank you. Yeah, I like I said, I've been here 14 years. I've had a problem with nobody. Now, what they do is when they do these kind of things, whether it's zoning about building the building or whatever, you go in front of the planning board. That's what planning board and the city council. They send out notices to everybody. They send out a notice to everybody within 500 feet of the area. Now,
so within 500 feet, it's all commercial.
There might be maybe one house if you go through the woods, towards grandmother's house. That way,
okay,
like over the mountains and through the woods.
See, I'm thinking up and down your block.
I don't think it is, but my wife seems to think it is. I haven't measured it out or anything, but yeah, there's a subdivision on the other side of the power lines that are over there, and there might be one house that touches at 500 feet. Aside from that,
it's nobody's driving through the woods, the fence, etc., to get to you to do an FFL transfer.
And we just do that because we just do it. We don't do it because we have to. It's lunch money around here. It pays for. When things were nutty and everybody was buying guns like crazy, we had a pretty steady flow of people coming and going and doing transfers. But now it's lunch money. And it pays for lunch and things like that. So, and it's a service you do for the community. Yeah, it's a service.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at the map. I see north of you. There's like a cul-de-sac.
Yes, and I don't know.
If any of those motherfuckers complain, let me know. I'll fly down there on my own dime.
So
talk with those.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they're at the end of a cul-de-sac. There's a lake, and then there's you got the high tension lines, and you got a break. It's nobody's driving through their neighborhood to get to you.
No. And like I said, I haven't scaled that out to see if it's within 500 feet. I don't think it is myself.
Now is it 500 feet from the property line to
Yeah. So I mean, we got alligators probably closer than
right
500 feet. So anyhow, John, a question completely separate from this. I heard it say one time before. Do you know Robert K. Brown?
Yeah.
Is he still functioning properly?
Yeah, he is. He doesn't hear, but
he didn't hear when I saw him last time too. But yeah,
I talked to him yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I emailed back and forth of him yesterday.
Is there anywhere? I mean, I used to get the magazine back in the day. Can you imagine back in the '80s? Getting Soldier Fortune magazine and all that stuff.
He sold it.
Yeah. There's lots of good. Are the articles and stuff from the magazine available any place on like a digitized version of it?
Some of them are, not all of them. But yeah, some of them are, not all of them.
Yeah.
I actually wrote for Soldier of Fortune.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it was a favor a couple times for Colonel Brown.
No, I advertised in it before the end, before he stopped printing, before they stopped printing it. So,
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, not all of it has survived, but there is some stuff on there. Robert K. Brown, man, Colonel Brown. Okay, people might not know who Colonel Brown is. Colonel Brown is one of my mentors. and he happens to be the founder of Soldier of Fortune. He was a Green Beret, got kicked out of the Green Berets, and went back into Green Beret. Did a lot of stuff in Vietnam, the Rhodesian Wars. He was a mercenary, basically. Right. And then he started a magazine, Soldier of Fortune.
And all kinds of good articles. Used to be all kinds of good advertisements in the back for people offering their services, mail forwarding, all kinds of, things now that people do again now with, digital mail. And
digitally,
stuff. Yeah. But the advertising was got him in trouble because people hired people to do things of nefarious natures. Yeah. And,
no, there you go. Ed Bender has all the PDFs files for Soldier of Fortune.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Colonel Brown is a very interesting cat. He's still functioning, and he does not wear hearing aids. So if you're ever with him, you have to yell, "Colonel Brown!"
Last time I saw him was at Shot, probably before the magazine went away, because he'd come every year with Shot with his I don't know if it was a female with him. I'm sure it was a secretary or wife or helper or who it was. Yeah.
He still does his shoots every year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He has one coming up.
Oh.
I can get you an invite to it if you want.
Where does he have it at?
Out at the Whitmaker, whatever, Whittemer Center, whatever it is.
Yeah?
Yeah. They go out there for like a week. Oh, shoot every day,
Cool. I mean, first time it was funny, you see him for years and years in the magazine and reading stuff and doing all this stuff. And he, they were in Afghanistan and they first ones to get AK-74 ammo and to get it for the CIA and all this stuff and all this cool stuff. So I'm at the shot one day at a shot show and I'm in the bathroom and I walk up to the urinal to take a leak and there's Robert K. Brown right next to me. And I'm like, I was cool. I'm not one of these crazy ass fanboys like, hey man, what's up? As you're peeing, that stuff's uncool. So, but they came by the table. They were looking people for advertising and all this stuff. And so I got to talk to him and meet him. And,
yeah. The first time I met him, it was kind of interesting. He came up to me and he was like, "I'm a big fan."
Oh, jeez.
I had no idea who he was.
Oh.
And then someone told me, I was like, "Oh, And then we just kept in touch.
Oh yeah, yep. A lot of good. Very cool. A lot of the art. They had a lot of good in the magazine. A lot of articles on guns and suppressors, and then what brought it up was Patrick Babyface P bought a Beretta 21, which is the top break. The barrel cracks open and it's threaded. One of the new ones. And I swear, back in the day in the magazine, they had an article on those with a can and the whole 9 yards. And I was trying to find it, and I went on the website. Obviously, it's different now. There are some articles, but not all the articles. And so I was just wondering if someplace that's available. So, I don't know if
they're floating around out there, but Colonel Brown and his team weren't too technical, and now that he's like totally sold everything. But
John, you're playing audio.
I know. I know. You don't like my conservative hip hop?
Yo, man, what the shit?
No, it's like Trump hop.
Oh, Trump.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I'm so. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, this election thing coming up. I'm surprised it hasn't started already. A new group pops up into place, some new, like a Black Lives Matter kind of thing. And,
oh. Well, they're already, saying you should wear your masks for COVID because, back to school in the fall.
Or better, I do this one here. This is what the Brits do, the 2 fingers, because they used to cut the fingers off the archers. So in England,
okay.
This is the same as the other thing.
Okay.
People are doing peace signs like this. Oh yeah, cool, man. Those fingers away.
Gotcha. Well, I guess that was an advantage to you owning your own business and working with family, a lot of family members that, nobody was telling you got to mask up or lose your job.
No. During COVID, I got more work done during COVID than I ever got any other time because there was nothing else to do. So, I was coming in the shop on the weekends. I mean, I'm here a lot of times anyways, but I was here running the machines and doing stuff. Yeah, I mean, that was...
Yeah, because I was working remote for a company. Right here, this chair, I just turned that way and faced my work computer.
Right.
And they're telling me I need to get a vax. I'm like, we're remote. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I think we've all figured out the whole vaccination scam and the results of all that. A lot of people have suffered a lot as a result of that.
Yeah.
So, and I one time I heard like some of these like gynecologist, baby delivering doctor type people have saw some aborted fetuses they've never seen before.
All right. We're gonna get.
We can't talk about that.
Oh, sorry. Those are chickens. They've got the chickens. Flu.
And Walter, I measured the north side of your building is within 500 feet of the south side of the nearest house.
No, it's property line.
500 feet.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be property line.
Okay, well, but once again, here you go. You got somebody that lives on the other side of the power lines and water and woods, and come on. I don't.
Yeah,
it's. And if somebody like that shows up at a meeting and they have a problem with it, I'm like, you have a problem for 14 years?
Yeah.
Hey, Walter. Question. Have you ever heard of Gideon Optics, who's a sponsor of this channel?
Gideon Optics, yeah, I just heard about them when I watched you guys yesterday.
They're freaking badass, man.
I know. Where's mine?
Where's Bobby Millimeter?
Bobby Millimeter.
I mean, he hasn't sent you, Hank, Patrick one?
Yeah, I mean, they're badass, man. I love the little the mediator.
I haven't shot mine yet.
Those are for
you have a mediator,
like the RMR type thing, the pistol slide.
Well, the mediator is not an RMR cut. Everything else is, besides the judge, which is an RMSC, which I also love. The mediator is acro cut, so I add that on my little MCK, my little macaroni type thing. Which, Rich, you need to get down. Oh, hold. There you go.
The owner.
Who, me?
Jordan Finbro.
That's the owner of Gideon Optics.
Okay.
I'll hook you guys up.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll definitely run it. I mean, I'm not scared to run something like that. I'll stick it on a 50 cal and shoot it, see how it runs. Like,
yeah. I was going to put it on my 50 and shoot it. Well, maybe we both do that. We'll go to Hank's with our 50s and shoot them.
Well, Rich does have 3 alphas, so there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the king of the cheap red dot on. I've got one that's been on everything around here, and I swear it was a $30 red dot one time. I bought Century Arms, and I can't kill the thing. So,
well,
I will. I shot an EOTech on my 50 cal before the EOTech guys even had done it.
Yeah, I don't have a rock, and I don't have their alpha, but I have all their other optics.
Okay.
So I gotta make some purchases here soon. But yeah, I mean, their optics are really freaking high quality, and they're affordable too.
That's good.
And you guys know I don't take sponsorships from anyone that I don't agree with, or I don't like, or I don't think or something I don't use. That's why I don't do Magic Spoon, who offer me a sponsorship on my main channel, because they sent me a box of their cereal and it was absolutely terrible.
Magic Spoon?
Yeah, it's like this.
You mean Dan Bongino's been lying to me? Don't say it's so.
Have you tasted it?
No.
It's terrible, dude. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna throw up. throw it away and say I can't work with you guys. Manscaped, even though you guys worked with those guys.
Yeah, it works.
Well, I'm not gonna promote some. I'm not gonna say, "Hey, I shaved my balls for this."
I always thought they were kind of going the wrong direction. It should be Couplescape, to be honest with you. But
yeah. And then the established titles, which,
oh god,
dude, I like before that broke, before everyone started making apology videos, when they approached me on my other channel, I told Rich, I was like, dude, established titles approached me. It's like, I think it's a scam. And like, how about it was like 2 months later?
I mean,
like, oh, it's a scam.
That was going like wildfire for a while. Everybody was getting on the bandwagon. I'm like,
yeah. I told them, I was like, I think it's a scam, so I'm not gonna.
How much money they made before they figured it out? Yeah.
And like 2 months later, I'm calling up Rich. I'm like, I told you.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, they were approaching everyone.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the ones I watch on YouTube that are doing the stuff on the Ukraine, they were all jumping on that bandwagon too for a while. Established titles. And then it's like, holy fuck. So
and I think that's. I personally, John and I both feel the same way. You don't want to get behind a product you don't believe in. You don't want to be accepting advertising, and I think I don't make my money on YouTube. John doesn't make his money on YouTube. So this is just something kind of fun. It's a side quest for me.
Yeah, Rich has seen some. Rich has seen some of the promotions that I've been offered, and most of them I turned down. Like probably a good 90%.
Yeah.
Just because they're dumb shit, like Rubet.
What was that one?
It's a gambling site.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to promote a gambling site.
Yeah, I don't know.
To unregulated gambling site too.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, I like Paul Joseph Watson, but when he does the 20-minute commercial break in the middle of his video, that's a little rough.
I get annoyed with that stuff, and people take you're watching a thing about mini bikes, and all the guys talking about his the lunch things you get. You can heat it up and eat it yourself, and make it yourself. And I'm like, skip.
Yeah,
dude, I did an ad read for those guys.
Yeah, you did. You were doing a little bit for a while.
Yeah, but I was doing it for Factor, and Factor they're not a sponsor anymore because I usually don't keep sponsors for a while. I don't want to have I don't want to get into like a habit of just having a single sponsor. So I want to mix it up. So, but I might do something else for them. But Factor. It's actually really good food.
Well, I mean, when you're doing a short spot that's only 5 or 6 minutes long, and the ad is 5 or 6 minutes long.
Yeah, that's annoying. I like ARFCOM. I can't stand ARFCOM.
Yeah, I do it like 30 seconds.
Okay, yeah.
But that's what you get, 30 seconds.
Because I got a short attention span.
30 seconds to a minute, depending. But I try to keep it between there because.
Well, all right. So everybody that does YouTube gun news, I skip like a minute 20 into their video. I don't want to name names because I like some of these people, but most of these people, I just blanket skip a minute 20 into the video, and then that's when the story happens.
When the good stuff starts,
Yeah, but if your stuff is terrible, I'm just not going to promote it.
Not a good idea.
I mean, because when you promote something, you're not only promoting something for, like Gideon Optics, they give you money to promote stuff, right? But I actually believe in the product.
That is fine.
Yeah, and Walter, I'm waiting for the check for your 50 to be in my background here for like the last year.
You're a promoting mofo. I can tell you that right now. I mean,
like JM4 holsters. I love those guys.
I just put mine away.
I talk about them a lot and say, hey, this is a great holster. They're not a sponsor, but I believe in their product, so I will shout them out. But I'm not going to shout out something. Even you can offer me. There was a story that I caught out of a company, and this company offered me a lot. Rich as all, like behind the scenes, what they were offering. And they were offering basically, they said, if you kill this story, we'll give you we'll give you everything that we have.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And I said, it pissed me off, man. It's like, dude, you're trying to buy me. It's like, no, not gonna happen. So, yeah, I only work with certain companies, and most companies, especially if they've done something in the past that I don't like, I'm not going to work with them either.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be like me, like promoting coffee, and I don't drink coffee. Come on. Or Black Rifle Coffee Company, which not necessarily the most gun-friendly outfit, from what I understand.
Well, wait. It's... All right, so So here's the thing: you got to be careful. Black Rifle Coffee is like the Brovets. Blackout Coffee is a real Second Amendment company, but it sounds the same.
Yeah, but I don't drink coffee, so guess what? We're not doing coffee. So
I'm sure my daughter would curse my coffee taste. I don't drink expensive coffee. I like Buc-ee's or
some Folgers in your
Dunkin'
cup.
Donuts. Oh, dude, I drank Folgers for years.
Yeah, I mean, I love the smell of coffee. It's great to bake with, certain cookies with some coffee flavor in it. Yeah, oh yeah. But drinking coffee? No, not me. No, not a coffee drinker. Me and my wife, she doesn't drink coffee either. So we're like two peas in a pod. So yeah.
Well, I've never had breakfast with you guys, so I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to. We'll go if we go to SHOT this year because we don't have a booth anymore. We didn't renew it, so we'll be suitcasing it, as they say.
Yeah.
Floor. So maybe have some and enjoy it a little bit more. And after 20 years of doing SHOT Show, I think I had my fill of it. So.
Yeah. So I mean, there's still. I'm trying to think. Whatever deals you made at this year's SHOT Show, would you be able to make those deals out of booth, or was the booth?
I wouldn't have ran into those folks that I ran into that I have the one thing. Probably not, because. But that I mean, we've always sold stuff. We meet people, talk to people, sell stuff at SHOT Show, make deals, but that's probably one of the biggest ones. So. For like 40 rifles. So, yeah. But anyways, that's.
But anyways, we are out of time today. Thank you for watching. We have been joined by Walter Keller of Safety Harbor Firearms and also Dirtfoot Racing.
Stem parts.
And Stem Parts dots.
Can't tell.
Can't say the rest, but if you, it's the most common one. So
it pops up right on. If you Google it, it'll come up. So.
Yeah, thank you so much, Walter Keller. Makes some badass 50s. I gotta get one of your 50s. I really.
All right, hold on. Somebody's asking. You don't. I shoot lefty. Actually, Walter, you shoot rifle lefty.
Too.
You don't need it's a bolt action 50, so you don't need a lefty or a righty.
I wouldn't sell enough to justify it. That it's that's never been a thought actually. Left-handed.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a reasonable thing anyhow.
Yeah, I mean, for the amount of parts you have to make, and they'd be no 460.
Where's Tyven? Tyven wants him to do a
338. I bought barrels at one time. I had 200 338 barrels at one time that I purchased, had done, and then I just decided against it, and I ended up selling the barrels off on eBay. But the problem with all that is, okay, everybody's all game and hot. I want this, I want that, Shy Tech, all this. I sell 5 of them, then it goes. flat.
Mm-hmm,
You know, and then 510 DTC for California. I did some of those, five or six of them flat. Boom.
Oh, wow.
Because well, first thing, as somebody test firing guns, you got to buy ammo to test fire with.
Mm-hmm.
And 338 Lapua is not cheap. It's way more than 50 cal. And all these other oddballs like Shy-Tech and stuff. Oh my God. So, you know, you got to be realistic about it. You know, keep things simple.
Well, cool. Yeah, Walter, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, next time you talk to Mr. Robert K. Brown, Colonel Brown, just say, hey, it said Walter, Safety Air Firearms said hello.
Yeah,
he said hello.
Yeah, he sends me, honestly, he sends me a bunch of spam.
Oh, yeah.
Like just forwards, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, okay. Spam?
Like,
Oh, you mean forwarding emails that have been forwarded 100 times?
Yeah, like chain email.
Okay. Yeah.
Those are scary, yeah. Yeah. That can be.
So you have
Anyways.
everybody's email address that ever touched it?
Yeah, it's kind of a... Yeah, it's kind of... I don't know.
Yeah. Well, tell him I said hello when you see him or you talk to him, and you know, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely
Right, guys.
will. All right, and you can follow Flying Rich at Flying Rich at YouTube, whatever. Never mind. Flying Rich _official on Instagram, and follow him on Flying Rich Firearms on YouTube, or Flying Rich on YouTube. Go ahead, go over to crumpy.com. There's a post over there. If you want to win this awesome firearm, you can do that. It is really cool. Look at it. Look at it. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
I think I might buy one. That does look cool.
I need one of those.
Go to crumpy.com, enter.
Okay, I will.
There've only like 3 people entered so far.
I was going to enter.
You can't enter, Rich.
I know.
But Walter, you can enter.
But I will. I tell you what, if I win it, I'll donate it. If you can raffle it off, whatever, charity or something.
We can do something like that.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, guys, that is it. I hope you guys have a great day. And with that, we are out of here. We will see you tomorrow with our special guest, who Rich is looking all around. I see his eyes moving, so you have no one yet.
Correct. I've got feelers out.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
There. See you. Bye.